Okay, anyone can just answer. Okay. Ma'am, I do really love speaking in English. You know, after love, you put ing there. It's a gerund. Okay. I do really love speaking in English daily. Daily. What is it? Day. I use English texting and chat with my internet best friends, most of them living in the Europe. And in a month, sometimes you have video call. My problem when speaking with them, it was missing pronunciation and stuff with the same vocabulary. But when I'm testing someone, I have lots of vocabulary to text them. I think that's, oh, okay. Well, this is good. Bagus, it's already nice. Okay. About the pronunciation, the way we are practicing pronunciation is just to ask somebody who, there are two kinds of way to practice correct pronunciation. The first is you revert to the dictionary and how this gonna and how this gonna be pronounced. But I'm sorry. And the second one is when you have a peer, when you have a friend who is capable at speaking English, you can ask him or ask her how to pronounce this, how to pronounce that. Having a good pronunciation is really not an instant. You really need to speak it over and over again correctly. So when you have a friend who is capable at speaking correctly with a good pronunciation, you just do it. But in the basic level, in the very basic level, the way to make yourself fluent is by reading aloud. Reading aloud is so much suggested, because even I myself, I'm still trying to read aloud. And then sometimes when we listen to our own voice, we can put it into our memory. We can also put it into the brain work. And you do not need to worry about going to sleep, whether you are going to forget. No. It's a miracle given by the God that our brain is totally such a machine that you are working, that it is going to work even when you are sleeping. So my prescription, I'm not a doctor, but I can prescribe you something. In order to get a fluent speech every day, even before sleeping, let's just read 2 new paragraphs. Okay, I tell you, read 2 new paragraphs. These 2 paragraphs, you just read it loudly. You read it loudly like a normal voice like this, not by heart. and then perhaps you repeat twice, and then you go to sleep. If you do this like a week with different paragraphs, I can make sure that you guys are going to have a much, much better pronunciation and fluency. What we call fluency here is not the speed of your speech. This is not about speaking as fast as this, or you are making people in a hurry to understand what is speaking, but fluency is the way you are speaking when people can catch the idea correctly and potentially useful. So when you are speaking with fluency, it means that you are speaking relaxedly. You are speaking with your heart. You are speaking with yourself in it. But exactly, this is not about the speed, okay? Some people are speaking in speed, but that's okay. Maybe that's their style, okay? I don't say that that's wrong, but in the level of basic, when we are learning, when we want to speak in fluency, just speak relaxedly and be happy with this. Okay, I would love to read this from oh from Nurha. What is it? Nurhawila. Nice, yeah. I'm afraid to speak because I have little vocabulary and I'm not good at spontaneous wording. Yeah, it is shocking sometimes when people just ask you to speak, right? Hey, Nurhawila, would you say something about this? And you just, what should I say? You can start by saying, actually, I don't really know about what I'm going to say, but about this idea, it can be like this, and like that. So you can admit it by yourself. The point is not you are not stopping yourself, okay? It is totally different from admitting our weakness and stopping ourselves. Stopping means that you really give up, and that is not suggested ever, okay? That is not suggested ever, okay? So that's very normal if people get stuck with the vocabulary, or having the problems when they got what is it, spontaneous wordings or spontaneous reaction. But you need to try, you know. I myself had to study 400 vocabularies per month. So this is like something that I force myself to do it because this is for myself. So it is not the responsibility of my lecturers. It's not the responsibility of other people. This is my own responsibility to edit. Okay. Look, Sadly, actually, I like to speak in English, ma'am, but sometimes with my friend, I use English to speak, but I'm not feeling comfortable to speaking with other people who can speak English too because I'm afraid to make false. Okay. I'm going to answer this in the next slide, okay? Next, from Chichi. When I want to speak English, but in my brain, it is in from Indonesian language sometimes, I have some problem to translate it into English language, and some people with the lack of vocab too, man. Some problem with the lack of vocab too. Okay, look, when you have problems here about speaking, I know that you have a translation. You have the idea is still in Bahasa Indonesia, right? Your idea is still in Bahasa Indonesia. Have you ever thought about thinking in English? When you are thinking in English, it means that you wake up in the morning, see everything in English. You see dinding, you directly just transform, you tell your brain to think in English. So that is the wall, the white wall. This is a beautiful house. It's a big house. My bedroom is nice. You just put it into your mind in English. No one will judge you in your mind, right? And to practice speaking in English in your mind is actually trying to switch the language, entirely switch the language from the beginning of you wake up in the morning. Early in the morning, you start speaking. In your mind, at least, okay? You start thinking in English. Try to do it. Practice yourself. You know, there is nothing so smooth about learning something. You got to bleed and you got to work hard. So what? This is for yourself, right? Okay, so this is one of the tips that uh, you can think in English. Putri my Yazri, to be honest, I don't like speaking more. What do you mean by that? But since I was an English student, I must do it. I often feel shy with my English because my grammar is bad. Well, really, seriously, don't care about that, okay? I don't mind even your grammar is not okay here in typing. It's just fine. I feel I'm not practicing more too. That's why my English not provide more. Okay, look, I have a student who has the problem of autism, autistic student. Okay, if you are not feeling happy with yourself, I want to tell you something. I have a student with autistic problem. He has autism since born. Of course, autism is since born. Do you know what happened with autism? They're not capable at focusing doing something. But he is so good in English. He is so good at English, not because of his brain, like he has very high IQ, not because of that, but because he is happy doing that and he doesn't care about being judged. You got it? So whenever you have this in your mind, think about Miss Lexi got students who is autistic. So I want you to think that you are so much in a good, much better position than anyone like that too. Okay, so you deserve to be a much better English speaker. Do not ever stop yourself by thinking that what will people say, what will people judge about my grammar, it's so screw up. Do not think about that. Push away that black clouds into your mind and start speaking. Nobody will help you. Believe me, it is you yourself who will help yourself if you want to have some improvement. You got it? It's you yourself. Okay, next. We got from Fazila. I like speaking, ma'am, but sometimes I'm embarrassed to speak. I feel bad with my vocab. And I always talk too fast and suddenly I can't forget what I say, ma'am. It's okay. Don't worry. You just need to practice. No problem then. Regina, basically, I really like seeing someone speak fluently in public and I want to do it too. But the obstacle I experience is that I still feel less confident than obstacles. The other is that the vocabulary. I know it's not sufficient, but I'm still doing my best for this. Okay, good luck. Congratulations. If you already have this in your mind, then that's good. So what's to worry? Nothing. Thanks, ma'am, for the advice. It was okay. You are so much welcome to us anytime. And you already have my number. You can even chat me on my WhatsApp. I am a fast response person, except if I'm teaching or if I'm on the ride. Okay. So I'm very fast. So I want you to just ask me anything on my chat, my WhatsApp chat. I like to speak, but sometimes when I begin to speak, I lost the word that I speak because I'm nervous. Because I am nervous. If I speak with the word that I can or with my confidence, I'm afraid with responses that people do not know what I mean. And next is about my insecurity. Okay, guys, thank you for responding. And that this is so okay. Okay, I want you to understand that this is very okay. Okay, next I want to. Habibah, please wait. Okay.
Sorry, ma'am, you are mute.
Right. Can you see this? Can you see the screen? Yeah. Okay. I believe that most of you are just okay with English since you are already in this campus and you are learning in a place that people are that the lecturers are very supporting you with English. And I'm not very sure if any of you got a glossophobia, but some of us perhaps, yeah, 74% people in the world have problems with speaking in English in front of people, speaking in front of people, yeah, especially us, because this is not our language. Then sometimes it makes us worries, it makes us nervous. But I want to tell you that every kind of worries, every kinds of worries, like listen again, yeah, you say about the vocabulary lacking, you say about being judges, you say about being afraid or nervous, you say about your insecurity, every single ideas only is in your brain. Okay, it's only in your brain. It is not real. It is not going to attack you. It is not going to hurt you. You got it? It's only in your brain. Nobody knows and nobody cares about that. You are feeling worried. When you start smiling in front of people, people will see that you are ready. When you are smiling in front of people, you yourself are preparing yourself and saying to yourself that I'm ready, even though inside that you actually are very nervous. Okay, even though inside you are just very nervous, but this is the point. The point is actually just focusing yourself to the people and to the material rather than just focusing into the problem coming or playing in your brains. Okay, and to solve this problem, there are three elements of talk that you have to master. You see this? The first is the audience. The second is the speaker, which is you yourself. The third is the content. Okay? So to master these three elements, inshallah, you are going to get rid of the glossophobia or any kind of things that you are worried about. So all the problems that you have right now, okay, do not repeat that again after this material because you are trying to focus on this. Okay, now we would start from the first, that is the audience. Yeah. Okay, guys, look at this. I have several pictures here, and the suggestion here is, sorry, the suggestion here is to research the audience. What does this mean? Yeah, what does it mean? Researching your audience. What about if you don't have time for that? What about if what about if the material and the audience is something that you are not mastering? How about it? How about it? What would you do for this for solving this problem? Okay, you know what to do is that research your audience means you have to understand to whom you are going to speak. If Angel wants to speak to the e-sporters, like she needs to understand who are going to be the segment of listeners, who are going to be the audience, perhaps the youth, which means that if we are speaking about the youth, all of the things related to the youth events these days are going to be interesting to anyone who are in this range of age, right? And you see the picture here. I put the picture of the kids, I put the picture of the people in the professional people in the office, and I also put the people in the, okay, the ones that I show here, this man, the four men here, are actually the officer in a jail, the officer in a prison here in Pekanbaru. They are my last clients. They are my recent clients. And what I want to tell you about them is before teaching them, I really did the research by calling every single friends of mine in the jails or who are working for the jails, what I want to say, the boss of the jails, the head of the jails, I mean, and also the people who are related with the law. And I also called my friend who are policemen. why I need to speak to them, because I want to know what the real problem they are facing in the jail, what issues they are used to speaking in the jails. Is it like they are going to speak only about the weather? Of course not. They're going to speak about the crime, they're going to speak about the discipline, they're going to speak so many things related to how to keep the prisoners safe and not going to do any obstacle during their works, of course, right? So whenever we are faced with this kind of audience, we are well prepared, we are aware to use such sentences related to what their reality is in the field. But when you, let's say, you are speaking in front of the girls and Muslim girls, of course, it is very much impossible for you to speak about the martial acts, martial acts, and martial acts. And maybe you are not going to speak about something which is against their religion. You are not going to speak about something which is far from their interest. And if you are speaking in front of the old, let's say that one day some people ask you to speak in front of the old or the elderly, what would you say? What would you do? The choices of the words, the choices of the behavior would be different from the way you are speaking in front of the kids of kindergartens. Look at this. I have got the picture of the kids of kindergartens who are enjoying somebody speaking in front of them, which means that the speaker in front of them are just so well delivering the speeches or the lesson. When you are speaking in front of the kids, you should understand that they would love to be appreciated much more with a different tone of voice. Like, hello kids, this is a very beautiful morning and I'm bringing you so many chocolate. Who wants it? And my tone of speech is impossible to be placed that way when I'm speaking in front of professionals, right? This tone of speech is the way I'm speaking to the kids. I'm not going to use this tone of speech in front of professionals or in front of the old people. You got it? Or in front of the prison officers. In front of prison officers, I use a very disciplined voice. Like, ladies and gentlemen, today we really have to concern about the issues that we are going to do the research in my class. I want all of you to focus and sit properly. I never would let you to stand up, or you would love to take the permission before my speech, then I'm going to let you dismiss from my class. You know, I'm talking like that in front of the officers. And impossible for me to speak like that in front of the old. You got the point? I'm sure you got the point. You are all smart students. Okay, this is research the audience. How do we do to research the audience? Not only by researching, by asking others, you can also ask them. You can come to them and ask, hey, where are you from? How do you usually talk with your friends here? You can also be frank to them, saying that, this is new for me. It is new audience, and I don't know anything about you guys. Would you help me? Can you tell me something about you? This is so nice. When you start to do the research, when you start to ask people, you will feel much more relaxed. I believe that maybe most of you are not doing this because you haven't got the chance to do this, but later on, when you have the chance, please do it. Please ask people. It is not just you are the speaker. You may be different from your audience, but you and the audience is in the same circle. What it means is you and the audience, you are placing yourself in the seat of the audience. So you will feel their heart too. Okay. And it will show your character in speaking. Okay. Look at this. Researching the audience you can listen and talk to them, like I told before, blend with them. So you're not going to be exclusively away from them. You are in their circle. and try to understand them. Okay, try to understand them. Listen, girls and boys, when you are trying to understand people, you put your focus 100% on their speeches and on their way to deliver it. Okay, you put your focus there. You are not listening to answer them only, because you are not to debate them. Do you understand what I mean? When you are listening to people, when you are listening to your lecturer, you are listening to your friend, you are listening even to your parents, your mother and father, or anyone else, you are listening to the society, you listen to understand them. You got it? It will show to your emotional quotient that you are much better speaker day by day. You are not listening to someone, you are not listening to someone just to answer them. No, you are listening to understand them. So don't worry. Do not worry. Ma'am, if I try to understand them, then my brain has no time to arrange my next sentence. Wrong. Okay? When you are listening, just listen. You got it? And feel relaxed to understand. When you are listening, just listen and try to understand. Do not manage the vocabulary in your brain to answer them. Just listen first, just understand them. When they finish, then you try to deliver, you try to answer, you try to reply politely. Okay? And this is the key of listening. This is the key of how your brain is always fresh and ready with the new knowledge. You got it? All right. Next, I want to tell you, look at the last. All of your audience want you to succeed. I want you to put in your mind that any judgment, any negativities, it is only from the bad clouds in your brain. So push it away, okay? Because your audience only want you to succeed in front of them. They are happy when you are standing in front of them. They are expecting your speeches. They wait for your words. So it means they want you to also happily speak to them. Relaxedly speak up your mind. Got the point? So I want you to put this in your mind like this. Okay, next. How about the speaker? The speaker is ourself. It's ourself. Before coming to getting prepared and determine the aims, listen up. Whenever whenever I am asked to speak up, to prepare myself is to do exercises. Seriously, I am doing physical exercises. I don't know physical exercises that you are going to do, but I'm doing physical exercises. You can just do stretching, you know, do stretching. Can you do it for me with me, please? Okay, do stretching like that. And do breathing, deep breathing with your stomach. Can you breathe with your stomach? The sign of correct breathing is uh, when your vertebral, you know, vertebral bones, yeah, vertebral bones is tulang punggung, yeah. So when our vertebral bones is having such a good position, not like that, yeah, not like that and not like that. So it's in good position like that. When you are sitting correctly, please, you can sit correctly. You can join me together, and please do as I do. Okay, please do as I do. When you are sitting like this, you touch your tummy with your hand like that. And when you are breathing, if your tummy is not getting bigger, if your tummy is not getting bigger, then you are still using the chest breathing. Okay, this is not suggested. What is suggested when you are training yourself to speak is you are using tummy breathing. Okay, And this will benefit you a lot. First, the benefit of this is to make your brain relax. When you breathe deeply, and you can do it again, you hold for 2 seconds or 3 seconds and release it slowly with your mouth. At that moment, the oxygen is coming to your lungs. The oxygen in your lungs is going to be absorbed by the blood and it will go to your brain. When the oxygen in your brain is good, you are going to feel relaxed. When you are doing stretching, all of your body cells are giving yourself readiness. Every morning, I'm doing like planks and jumping jacks. This is my secret. Seriously. If you go to the speakers, you go to the, I don't know, maybe you like some of the international speakers or whoever, or maybe you like some singers or the band or whatever, you know what they are doing? They are doing sport. They are jumping, at least they are jumping, they are doing push up, they are doing sit up, they are doing body exercises. For what? To make themselves ready. When you are doing this, inshallah, your being nervous is going little by little until you do not have it anymore, and you practice it. You do the practice before facing the audience. But ma'am, what about if this is a kind of morning situation, sad situation? What if this is a kind of situation that we didn't know? Let's say like a kind of disaster and we need to respond about this. Of course, you are not going to need to do the exercise in front of people, no? But you have to respond fast about this. You show your griefs of it if it is sad. You show your happiness if this is happy moments. Okay, this is about your practice. But before that, every morning I suggest you to do body exercise if you want to be the best speaker for yourself, best speaker for others. Because also when you are doing body exercises, your vocal is going to be much better. How do you listen to my vocal? I'm practicing it a lot. I'm practicing this so much by doing my body exercises, doing vocal exercises, and doing reading aloud. So anyone can do it because there is no instant way. There is no like, like spelling, magic spelling to do. No, we just do it this. We just read it loudly. We just do body exercises. That's also to reduce the feeling nervous of us. Okay. Um, Look at this. After you prepared yourself, you have to put into your mind what kind of situation you are in and what do you want to do. Whether you are giving information, whether you are just going to entertain people. Listen up. When you are entertaining people, this is not only to make people happy. Scary situation or stories is also entertainment, right? When people are telling a horror story and you feel afraid, it means that you already got entertained by them. Entertainment can also make you sad because maybe you love the drama and you are crying watching it. That drama is also already entertaining you, right? And the happiness, the cheer sound or the voice of Angel. For example, Angel is becoming the what is it, caster, and she is telling it with her enthusiasm, and we can listen to her voice that she has the spirit. It is also entertaining. It's not only informing, but it's also entertaining, right, Angel? So the way we are speaking relates to how you want it, how you want your audience to have you. Is it just to give the information, entertainment, or you want to persuade them? An example of persuasion is that whenever you want to sell a good or you want to sell something that you have, for example, you are selling cell phones or you are selling a car or you are selling a house, you need to do a persuasion, right? You need to complete your speech with the data so people trust you. And you need to do such a kind of nice persuasion so people will agree to do what you are asking them. For example, buying something, doing something, it is a persuasion. Okay, I give you an example. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in our village, there was somebody who is right now in a very bad pain because he is right now having dengue fever in the hospital. I cannot imagine how suffering he is right now. And for that reason, we really need to do an action. Please come together on Sunday morning and we clean our environment. This is important. It's good for us to be together and do it because if only one or two people are cleaning their house, it will not finish. The problem will happen. Perhaps next day is your son to get the dengue fever. Maybe next day your father, or maybe the ones that you love so much, your husband or your wife. Please, I beg your attention, and I really do hope that all of you will come here on Sunday morning and we are going to clean our environment. So there will be no sad, no painful people in the hospital anymore due to this disease. So my speech is started with showing the people that there is someone who is now suffering with the dengue fever and he is in the hospital and we don't want to have it. So we clean this place, right? This is a persuasion just to make people work together and gather on Sunday morning and work together to clean the environment, right? So these kind of things should be in your mind before you are speaking. Whether you just want to give an information, like for example, Bagus come to your class and say, hi guys, tomorrow is going to be a very boring day because we are going to have a new lecture and her name is Lexi Wayuni, but I don't know what time we are going to start and finish, so let's just pay attention on this. This is also trying to get attention actually, Bagus. Yeah, by saying something like this, it's also trying to get attention from people. You just give the information. Yeah, I'm just kidding, okay, but it can be an information like, and I'm going to share you the schedule, and the schedule is this. Please pay attention on the schedule, and I don't want you to miss the schedule at all. I want all of you to join, so see you tomorrow. This is just an information. There is no persuasion and you are not trying to entertain people too, so this is just an information. Or you can also say that, ladies and gentlemen, due to the problem here of the COVID-19, we are supposed to go out with the mask, and you have to always clean your hand and you wash your face every time you enter your house. This is very much important to avoid the spreading of the virus. This is just an information. But if you I add much more with the feelings, it can be a persuasion, right? Okay, guys. I want you to put it into your mind later every time you are speaking. But I want to tell you something. It is very much impolite. Listen up. It is very much impolite if someone asks you to speak and you are not speaking, okay? Now you are already my student. I don't see that you just a student of Diviani or Ibu Mira or Ibu Dini. I don't see you as the students of only Polytechnic Negeri Padang. But to me, you are already my student. Forever, you are my student. So I care to share you the tips. It is very much impolite if someone asks you to speak up and you are not speaking. I give you an example. Somebody is having a celebration of his successful gaining, and then we are gathering in a party like that, and you are the best friend of him or her, and the family of this person invite you to speak up. Let's say, Putri, as the best friend, would you say something about my son? Because my son just got a, let's say, got the gold medal in speaking in national event. And if Putri doesn't want to say anything, come on, just do somebody else, please. This is so much impolite. Do you know how breaking you are breaking somebody else's heart, because he would think that, Putri, you don't have anything in your mind about me. You got the point? You don't have anything to say about my success, about my work hard. I have working hard. I have been working so much about my speech. So then I won the first prize. People would think like that, you know? So whenever you are asked to give opinion, to give your reaction, just do it willingly with your heart. You can say, maybe you're not prepared, and that's normal to feel like, really, okay, I feel honored to say this, but I never prepared this. I never prepared, and I don't even know that you're going to win, but I'm so proud as your friend. It's like your dream is there and you get that dream. Why am I not happy? I'm so happy and I'm so thankful. I'm so proud that you have been working so much. And I'm sure that you are getting much more and more bigger aim to get. Okay. So whenever you are speaking, you can speak like this. You feel relaxed and you just say what you feel in your heart. Actually, I don't know what to say, seriously, but I'm happy. You can see that how much I'm happy with your achievement, but I just don't know how to express this. You can say it. It is already an expression, right? You got the point? Sally, Fazila, and anyone? Yeah. This is the thing. When you are speaking with people, speak with your heart. If this is a morning situation, let's say I don't expect this to happen though, but let's say you are visiting a friend with your friends, all of the class 2A class. You came to a friend who is mourning right now. Let's say the father passed away and you were there. It's totally impossible for you just to sit there. You're not saying anything. At least after praying, sending the prayer, you are saying something, right? Maybe the leader of you or the very closest friend of this man or this student needs to say something and you do not know what to say. At least speak always from your heart and feel frank about it. Feel free to say. Let's say the name is Budi. I hope that there is no one named Budi here because I don't want the father of Budi passed away. It's just a situation, okay? So you can say, you can put the greeting at the beginning, Assalamualaikum, something like that. You can say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. I'm so sad, Budi. I'm so sad for you because I am a child too. Maybe I cannot feel how horrible or how sad, how you are right now in the misery, but as a child of my parents, if I lost my parents, I would be broken so much too. But we have our iman and the life is going on, and I believe that you are such a strong person. You are also the hope of the family. You are going to make your parents happy here in dunya and in jannah. So whenever you are speaking, you can feel it by your heart. What you actually are feeling, you speak it up. Ma'am, that's not easy. You are speaking because you have been speaking a lot. Yes. So what? Just speak a lot too. Okay? Do it. You don't have a friend? You have a friend. You got the mirror, you speak in front of the mirror. Well, today I'm going to speak about sad things. You speak in front of the mirror. How to respond into sad things. Today I'm going to speak about entertainment. How to entertain people, how to make people laugh, how to make people happy with your voice, with your appearance, with your body language, or how to persuade people. You are selling something, let's say, oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, this drink is super drink ever in the world and maybe in the universe. Because if you drink this, inshallah, after 3 months, you don't need to go to the hospital, even though today you got severely sick. This is just an example, okay? I'm not selling any drink. Right. Oof. Guys, I want to check your I want to check you one by one first. Say hi, yeah. Or you can wave your hand like that. Putri, Fazila, you still there? Okay. Marisa, Jimmy, Serly, yes, and what is? Bagus, Angel, Putri, Asri, Dinda, Afri Chandra, Nurhaliza Fitri. Thank God no one is sleeping. I don't know, Angia. Angia is not there. Okay. Regina, Fanny, Mardian, Cici, Rena. Who else? Nur Hawila. Raise your hand like that. Adam, are you there? Adam is snoring. Mutia. Anyone else? Okay. Hello. I'm happy that it's still there. Shall we continue? Okay. Next. I think I can just skip it though. Ah, it's just the tips and how to get prepared. If previously is about the aim, but this is about the language aspect. Okay, some of you were telling me that you have some insecurity about standing in front of people, but of course there is no special plans of learning about it. Okay, it is something that you already heard from your lecturer. You practice speaking with little audience first. When you have a little audience, it means that you expect yourself are not having such big nervous feelings in front of bigger audience, but at least you start with little audience first. You are speaking with your brother, sisters, or maybe you are speaking with your parents. I don't know whether you are speaking like with your parents. I'm doing that, I'm doing that, or speaking with the brothers or sister, and I'm doing that. Seriously, I'm doing that. I have three brothers, and all of them are capable at speaking English well. So whenever we are on the call, we are speaking in English, even though sometimes we need to skip into Bahasa Indonesia when needed. But I am very, what is it? I'm concerning about their language, so I don't care whether they're doing mistakes. I keep speaking English to them, and you can start using the little audience, using the mirror, using your friends. You can tell your kos-kosan friend saying that, would you listen to me speaking? I get bored listening to you. Well, I don't care whether you get bored, please listen. Today is a very good day for me to start again, and every day you have to listen to listen to me for at least 5 minutes. You can practice that way. Okay, 5 minutes just practice speaking is just okay. You can just wake up your friends and, okay, you listen and criticize me. Listen and criticize me. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to speak about the weather. The weather is just very beautiful today. And right now in Padang, it is always raining and my clothes is always wet. And sometimes I really need to bring it to the laundry service in order to make it ironed well, because the weather is so much rain these days. And sometimes it is very much unpredictable. I just dry it and I put it under the sun, but suddenly the heavy rain is just coming. And this is maybe a very not very nice experience, but at least um, it gave me additional expenses of my money, because I need to bring my clothes to the laundry service. Well, that's it. What I want to tell. Oh, that's it. What I want to tell in front of you. So thank you. Okay. So what do you think? You can ask. So what do you think? And he will start saying, or she will start saying, you are such a boring speaker. And you would say, thank you. Okay. You just don't care if people say that you're boring. At least you are already doing something. Okay. At least you are doing something for yourself. That's the point. Or maybe he will see, say, oh, your speeches is already good. And you can tell them, no, I want critics. Please criticize me. When someone criticizes you, do not feel worried or sad, or don't put it in your heart. Use it as energy. If someone criticizes you, use it as energy. Okay? It means this negative feelings of being criticized is actually not very negative. You will feel like, okay, next time you will be happy with my speech. Just wait, yeah. So it means that you are turning this kind of critics into the learning. You cannot just stop in the middle. You cannot just give up. Okay, speaking is not my part. I'm a shy person. I don't like to speak to people. I'm totally shy. I don't want to speak. What's that? People are not going to use you even for your job if you are not capable at speaking. If you only are capable using the camera without the capability at speaking, You will only hold the camera behind the screen always, or maybe just work in a small room always. And that's how you are. But I believe that this is not the end of your dream. I believe you have bigger things. You want something much better. You want to be an influencer, you said. Then why don't you start speaking? Mix the speech with Bahasa Indonesia sometimes is okay, of course, as a beginning. But you try to do it again and again. Do you guys have podcast? Or do you know podcast? Of course you know podcast, right? Why don't you start speaking in podcast? I have my own podcast because one of the news anchor here in Riau, she asked me, why don't you make English podcast, ma'am? I want to hear you always. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to make it. So at least we are trying to make ourselves heard by ourselves first. When we do the podcasting, we can hear it whether, oh, yeah, I'm a little boring. And, well, this idea is just so common. Okay, I'm going to fix it later on. So I have the note with me and I'm going to do the progress next on. So this is what you are going to do. Guys, I have my Instagram and I have my podcast. I have three official Instagram. The first is for myself, the second is for Lexi trainings, the other one is for Pekanbaru charity. And I'm there too, even though that I'm not a direct admin, but inshallah, if I got the message from anyone, I directly will answer. So you can chat with me, you can speak, and I will see anything in your Instagram. Anything. I'm not a capo person at all, but I care about my students' feelings. Always like that. My student or even my assistant said that, why you don't care about this situation or what? No, I really don't care about actresses. I don't care about them, or I don't care about issues or gossip, because that is not my concern. My concern is my students and my audience. I want them to be happy person. I want them to be as potential beings as they are. I want them to be, having progress in their lives. So sometimes I go to their Instagram and I see, oh, what are you doing? Oh, this is good action. Oh, this is, I always respond. I give respond. So we can speak up and don't feel that I'm going to judge or whatever. No, inshallah, I'm not going to judge anything because I'm pretty fair for this. Okay. So you can have the podcast and we can make it together. We can share. We can also do it together. If you are, let's say, I don't know whether one of you is a YouTuber, because I have students and some of them are YouTubers, some of them are influencers too. That's my clients. And I have clients also from the business levels and, and the government levels. And they are trying to do influencing people on their social media, and we are speaking together, being live on the Instagram or live on the YouTube like this. And this is good. Be in that stream rather than only a watcher. Okay. So you can practice. We can practice together. Little by little, we kick away our feeling of nervous and we focus on the next progress that we are going to do. We practice speaking with little audience and then brush up your fluency by reading aloud. So this is the thing that I told you. At least you read two paragraphs every night, and then when you go to sleep, please just let it like that, because your brain is still going to work about the vocabulary you just read from the paper. Okay, and then you practice over and over and over and over, and not feeling tired with that. Okay, next. Okay, as our title is about the character, whether you are having the character in your sentences, in the speech, I really expect that all my students, all my clients have their values. Look at this. The values can be so many. Not only this, yeah, can be so many. Discipline is also value, yeah, being punctual, punctuality, and then being honest, of course, being brave and being kind, and to caring about someone, giving kind affection, and listening to people and becoming a good student or whatever you want to put as the value in your speech, please do. You know why? Because putting the values in the speeches is making your speech fruitful, is making your speech as something beneficial for people's soul. It is not a dry speech. So when you want to speak about any single things to your audience, put the values, what values you want to put there. Is it about friendship, relationship? Does it relate to the, to being disciplined in your office or in your college? Does it relate to the, generosity to others? Whether about the care of the environment? It's really up to you. But please never let any speech of you without values. Never. So always put the values there. So it is becoming, if it is a plant or it is a plantation, it is becoming fruitful. It is not dry because you put the values there. Whenever you put the values, you are going to possibly, most possibly, touching other people's hearts. And that's the point. Okay? If you do not put the values, it is not so easy for you to touch their feelings, to touch their heart, because it is just a knowledge and without values, without the feelings. You got the point? So whenever you make a presentation or you make a speech or whatever, you need to stand in front of people, use the values too. Okay, find what you are going to say, whether you want to support people's feelings, whether you want to make them understand about the sad situation or what, whether you want to make them understand about how important to learn this English or to learn some knowledge that you need. You have to relate your speech with their situation, especially how to touch their soul. So that is why you need to put the values. Okay, Afri, you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you? Are you in your rented house or what?
Yes, I'm in my rent house right now in
Ah,
Padang.
you're in Padang. All of
Yes,
you are in Padang. Jimmy also in Padang or in your hometown? Jimmy, are you there? Jimmy Ardila. Okay. You guys still here? Serly, Funny, who else? Katri, Rena, Mutia.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. You guys are all in Padang? Bagus also in Padang?
I'm not in Padang, ma'am.
All of you. Okay. Dinda? Dinda wallpaper is so cute, yeah. What is it? A tree? Look, my wallpaper is my own banner. Actually, I just put it. Yeah, actually, I got the last seminar, and that is a TOEFL seminar because I'm also the training for TOEFL, and I just put it in my bedroom. I just like it because I just like this monochrome design. Well, actually, okay. Let's go to the next, and this is not so much more than we have our uh, as a speaker, of course, you want people to put attention on you, right? You want them to always pay attention on whatever you are saying, and I don't. You expect that you are not going to be the sleeping pills of them, right? So sometimes you need to shock them with the exposed data. You can ask them questions, or you shock them with some, any news or any events. And by hooking the audience uh, attention, it's going to be easy for you to engage nice speech in front of people. Okay. Whenever we want to speak or say something, especially if you want to persuade others or if you want to entertain someone, most of the time you have to get the data with you, or at least you have the events or the situation that can shock people. Or you can also use the metaphor. What do you mean by metaphor here is I give you an example, like nobody likes the wrap of a candy, right? And the wrap of the candy is usually thrown away. But as a matter of fact, whenever we want to buy a candy, we always choose the ones which is clean and having the wrap. That also happen in our society, especially for the girls. If you really love to show off your skin, it is not going to be proper for you to be among lots of people in society because you can get bad judgment in front of them. It's just like the wrap of the candy. If you are still in the wrap, people would give you appreciation and respect. So this is just a speech. Yeah? This is just a kind of speech to ask people to, to at least not showing their skins a lot. Okay. And these kind of things is something that we can practice. And uh, I want you to prepare. Yeah. I give you like 10 minutes. No, no, no. First of all, I give you the time to ask the question. Please, to anyone who have the question in mind, I believe that you are noting down in your note because later I will collect this note ya. Karena saya akan mengumpulkan catatan kalian semua ya. And so please ask me anything right now on the chat. I want you to right now chat here so we can discuss. I want you to send the questions related to our speech. Oops, Jimmy just related to our speech, and I want you to feel free to ask me the question so we can discuss here. Okay? If you want to say something, you can do it too. Okay. Anyone, please send here. You can send the question here, or shall I ask you one by one? If you don't have question, then that's going to be my part to ask you the question, though. I know that in Polytechnic Negeri Padang, there will be two concentration, right? The first is to become the broadcaster, and the other one is to become a translator or interpreter, right? Can
Yes.
you yeah? Can you write down here who has the focus or who has the interest of becoming broadcaster and who has the interest of becoming the interpreter? For example, maybe Putri Ashri, I want to be broadcaster, ma'am, or I want to take this. Okay, Rena, I want to take. Yeah. How about you, Bagus? What do you want to choose? Which one do you prefer? Oh, Afri, my interest is in broadcasting. That's so nice. Becoming a broadcaster is just very much challenging and so much fun, you know? It's so much fun. You are going to enjoy this because you are going to learn a lot on how to deal with people and how to deal with your audience, even though it is just on the cam. What about others? You know, Afri, if you love to broadcast something, it means that you should always practice to speak, okay? Especially about noticing your tone of speech and about how to deliver so many kinds of news, whether this is happy news, good news, or this is, you know, let's say accidents news or incident or chaos, all of the things like this. You need to, you need to learn how to put the mood in your voice. Okay. Only Afri is answering though. How about the others? How about Nurhaliza, Rena, Yuli, Fazila, Putri? How about you? Anggia, Cici, Mardian, Mutiara, Mariza. Oh, your interest is more in translation? Good. You know, being a translator is really, it is not everyone likes it, not everyone want it, but becoming a translator is a very, what is it, it's a very good challenge, especially when you start to translate, uh, and you start to practice much more. I have been a translator since 2000. Yeah, since year of 2000 I have been a translator. And in 2011, I started to be the interpreter for 27 countries. And I have been also the interpreter for our governor here in Riau. And uh, this kind of experience are something that I really, what is it? It is adding up to my knowledge like a lot. Why it is beneficial? Because when you translate a book, or when you translate a journal, or when you translate a kind of material, it is the time for you to learn for free. I give you an example. I have several clients from the PhD students, and most of them wants me to translate the books that they are using. That possibly that's highly possibility that I am learning through the books too, right? So it is like I'm going to their college without paying anything. You got the point? So it is like I'm learning a lot without being the students there and pay, just by, just by learning through the translation, through the things that I have to translate. And what's better is most of the time my client asks me to tell me about the books that I have just translated. So that means I need to represent the books itself. So it's like triple double works, but that's okay. That makes me add my knowledge more, and I'm happy with that. Marisa, more about the broadcasting. Yeah, good. And anyone else? So later on, you are going to choose which part you are going to go deeper in this college, right? Whether broadcasting or translation. But both of the things are just something which is totally nice for you, especially if you enjoy it. Whenever you have any chances, just enjoy it. Do not feel it as a burden, okay? Whenever you have a challenge, enjoy this, because once you say it's a burden, it's a forever burden for you. But when you start to see it as a challenge, your brain will start to find a solution, solution. So this is what's going to happen to you, okay, students? That's what's going to happen to you, right? Thank you. Yeah. Okay, from the whole speech that we have been speaking, I want you to later write down your note and also send it to me. I want to see how far you are taking this, but I want you to choose just a little bit of introduction about a topic, and I'm going to call your name one by one. You can just choose, okay? You can also choose about the picture that I shared to you before, as I sent you the file with you right now. You know, I already sent this file of lesson to you, and you can just choose from the pictures. I'm going to call you, and I want you to again tell about it. Yeah, I want you to again tell about it. Or perhaps you want to randomly choose on the internet and speak about it. And this is going to be our practice. Today, I give you like 5 minutes to prepare yourself before I call your name. Okay, but listen up. But when you prepare yourself and you still have time, I'm going to send the link of the post test that you need to fill out. Okay, so please fill it out. um, okay, here it is. This is the post test that I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, you guys can do the post test, and at the same time you can prepare yourself for the speech, the just short speech. Yeah, if I can tell you, perhaps it's just like uh 5 until 10, uh 5 until 10 sentences is just okay too. Kak,